2025 USA Swimming Futures Championships Day 1 highlights. The 2025 USA Swimming Futures Championships exploded onto the national stage this week, revealing tomorrow's swimming superstars across 5 explosive showdowns. But here's the controversial question this raises. Are these regional meets truly creating equal opportunities for rising talent nationwide? Dive into Day 1's eye-opening results below. Kicking off July 23rd across Greensboro, Justin, Madison, Ocala, and Sacramento. These long course meters, 50 meters championships, follow prelims, repeat, and finals. Distance events ran separately, a crucial detail that impacted strategy. Want the full context? Explore Meet Central Lakes, Greensboro. www.usaswimming.org/event/2025-0723 default calendar 2025 futures Greensboro. Story Jill. Justin, www.usaswimming.org/event/2025/0723 default calendar 2025 futures Justin. Madison, www.usaswimming.org/event/2025/0723 default calendar 2025 futures championships Madison WI. Ocala is only a third and sixth equal to Rib 3 family. Ocala pipe blades, Fractaha chilies, swims wide open, shallow but weather tight. Vintage waves, freshwater, eruption mashin. Svayun the Seligwabitil, Ilahoblata. Justice Crexlin, Vintage Aqua Chicago 2020. And you pick out in the region. Boston Times, 4 hits with Sparusmava. Let's break down the combined finals of where we big Gala Dorns fin Nash Sean. Qualifying times, U.S. Open 203.09, Juniors 204.99, Missy Franklin 15.16, 155.06, Katie Ledecky 17.18, 154.43, Riley Arisman Frang a big clock, Ocala demolished the field at Ocala, clocking 157.44 over 4 seconds faster than runner-up Amy Riordan, game 22. But here's the stunner. 13-year-old Finola Whelan nearly cracked the top tier at 202.08. Does early specialization risk young talent burnout? Sound off below. Men's 200 freestyle. QT US Open 151.99, Summer Juniors 154.09. Good Nikov Dejat, Luka Mijatovic dominates both 13-14, 149.63 and 15-16, 145.92. Maximus Goch, FMC 18 stunned Madison by slicing 4.5 seconds off prelims to win in 148.70, the only sub 150 swimmer nationwide. Controversially, Benjamin Butler, TCA 18 claimed silver despite being nearly 1.5 seconds lower. Should prelims improvements outweigh absolute vibes? Women's 100 breaststroke. QT US Open 111.79, Summer Juniors 113.29. Records, Lydia Jacoby 17.18, 104.95, leave legendary company. 16-year-old race coding song. Wild 109.14. Edged veterans like 20-year-old Evelyn Antrekin. Dinah 109.70. Notice anything unusual? Antrekin actually appears twice in top 8. A possible timing error? Officials, care to clarify? Men's 100 breaststroke. QT US Open 103.69. Summer Juniors 105.19. Records, Campbell McCain 17.18. Record 58.96. Just set this year. Greensboro swept the podium. Eli Martin, Pava, 19 at 102.23. Jorge Murillo, Tag, 33 at 101.02. Jake Wang, Bull, 19 at 101.40. Murillo's podium finish at 33 sparks debate. Should age restrictions apply in developmental meets? Butterfly battles. In women's 200 fly, Audrey Dirivo, JW, 15, dominated Greensboro with 208.31, 5 seconds ahead of her closest competitor. For men, Logan Robinson, UN 19, was the lone sub-2.0 swimmer, 158.33 at Ocala. Both events saw massive time gaps between first and second. Is coaching talent unevenly distributed? Relay rivalries. And women's 200 medley. Nation's capital, 155.07, slept, narrowly beat Nassau Wildcat Aquatics, 155.52, while Bull School Sharks uniquely placed both A and B teams in top 6. Men's 200 free relay featured a nail biter. Quicksilver's 131.61 in Sacramento, barely clipped Nation's capital, 131.89. Relays reveal team depth, but do club resources create unfair advantage? Distance dominance. Catherine McCarthy, UFM 20, won winnings 800 free in 841.26 at Madison. Levi Sandage, KY8, 21, demolished men's 1500 free in Greensboro with 15:16.02, a jaw-dropping 21.5 seconds ahead of silver medalist Elijah Rolson. This raises eyebrows. Should distance events have stricter qualifying times to prevent unbalanced races? Closing thought. While these results spotlight incredible talent, regional disparities in competition depth were glaring. Do you think the Futures format truly gives equal visibility to all athletes? Debate this in the comments. We'll feature top arguments tomorrow. Rising stars in the pool. Top swimmers to watch at 2025 Futures Championships. This week's swimming spectacle. 5 Futures Championships and the stars to watch. While global attention is fixated on the World University Games in Germany and the upcoming World Aquatics Championships in Singapore, a thrilling undercard is unfolding across the U.S. The 2025 Futures Championships are set to ignite this week in 5 cities: Greensboro, Justin, Madison, Ocala, and Sacramento, showcasing the nation's fastest young swimmers. These meets, running July 23rd through 26th, are more than just local competitions. They're proving grounds for future Olympians and college stars. Let's dive into the action, the athletes, and the stories that will define this week's races. But here's where it gets controversial. Should these Futures Championships be seen as stepping stones for elite talent, or are they just another stepping stone in a crowded swimming calendar? The debate is worth exploring. Greensboro, North Carolina. At the Greensboro Aquatic Center, 16-year-old Sadie Buckley, ranked 3rd among 2027 high school recruits, takes center stage. Competing for Nation's Capital Swim Club, she's entered in 7 events, including the 200 IM and 200 backstroke. Her dominance in the 200 back is already clear, as she holds a staggering 4-second lead over the next fastest seed. Meanwhile, Gabe Nunziata, an incoming Tennessee Volunteer, is the top seed in the 200 IM and all 3 breaststroke events. His 209.71 in the 200 breast, nearly 5 seconds ahead of the field, raises a key question. Can he refine his technique here to peak at the World Junior Championships in August and visit the part most people miss? The Olympic bronze medalist Sydney Pickeram, now an assistant coach at West Virginia, will compete only in the 200 breast. Her 4-second advantage in the event highlights her transition from athlete to mentor. Does that shift her competitive edge, or does it add a new layer to her legacy? Justin, Texas. The Northwest ISD Aquatic Center may be smaller, but it's packed with Big Ten veterans. Matthew Bittner of Penn State leads in the 50 and 100 back and fly, while Luke Barr, a recent Indiana grad, dominates the 50 and 100 breast. On the women's side, Arkansas commit Hayden Gibson is seated top in the 100-200 fly and back, aiming to sharpen her times before college. But here's a twist. Will the pressure of representing future college programs overshadow the joy of racing? Madison, Wisconsin. At the Soderholm Family Aquatic Center, the Wisconsin Badgers are in their home pool. Sisters Abby and Maggie Wenizig control the backstroke and free events, while senior Michael Long targets a sweep of the backstrokes. Minnesota's Katie McCarthy and Max Getch, a Cal commit, are poised to challenge the home favorites. Yet, the real drama lies in the underdog stories. Will any outsider break the Badgers' grip on the podium? Ocala, Florida. The Arisman siblings, Riley and Ryan, are the headline act here. Riley, our 2nd-ranked 227 recruit, is eyeing World Junior qualifiers in Romania, while Ryan, a Cal commit, leads in the 400 free and IM. But will he skip the Futures after competing at the World University Games? If he does, 16-year-old French distance specialist Colin Jacobs steps in. A bold move that sparks a debate. Should international athletes dominate U.S. domestic meets? Sacramento, California. Cal commit Kelsey Zhang leads the charge in a 200 fly and IM, while Louisville's Camden Doan lurks just behind. On the men's side, Tom Higdon, 50 and 100 breast, and ASU transfer John Ryder are set for a showdown. But the bigger question is, how much do these Futures Championships truly shape a swimmer's college career? Are they a make-or-break moment, or just another race on the schedule? Final thoughts. The Futures Championships are more than just a series of meets. They're a microcosm of the swimming world's future. From elite recruits to seasoned veterans, these events test talent, strategy, and resilience. As you follow the action, ask yourself, did you think these meets are the perfect stage for young talent, or are the bigger international events where the real magic happens? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's spark a conversation about what truly defines a champion. And if you're new to swimming's undercard events, now's the time to dive in. These stories are worth watching, whether you're a diehard fan or just curious about the sport's next stars. Riley Arisman shatters 200 freestyle PB with 157.44 at Ocala Futures. Day 1 highlights. Stop the presses. 16-year-old Riley Arisman nearly rewrote the record books on opening night of the Futures Championships in Ocala, and the fireworks didn't stop there. 2025 USA Swimming Future Series Ocala, Florida Aquatic Swimming and Training Center, 50-meter pool. The Futures meet scattered talent across 5 U.S. sites each summer, but many insiders peg Ocala as the most stacked of the bunch. Night 1 proved them right. Headline act, Riley Arisman's 200 freestyle. Arisman wasted no time reminding everyone why she is already being mentioned in the same breath as some of the nation's greatest age group sprinters. Hitting 50 meters in 27.55 and the 100 in 57.20, she maintained control through a 30.31 third split before roaring home in 29.93. Final time, 1:57.44, her second fastest ever and only 0.15 off the 1:57.29 she used to win the B final at U.S. Nationals last month. Remember, she is still just 16. But here's where it gets controversial. Should a teenager really be entered in 5 individual events at next month's World Junior Championships? 50, 100, 200 free, 50, 100 back, plus relays? Some coaches love the challenge. Others fear burnout. Where do you land? Arisman's busy night continues. Roughly 2 hours later, she jumped back in to lead off Laker Swim's 200 free relay in 25.15. While shy of her 24.62 best from Olympic trials, the split set the tone for teammates Carolina Dare, 26.39, Elizabeth Johnson, 26.27, and Aiden Reese, 26.76. Their 144 range relay hung on by roughly half a second. Dare, about to start her freshman year at Harvard, and both Johnson and Reese dropped sizable chunks from their flat start best. Small surprise or proof that relay exchanges unlocked hidden speed. Other night 1 highlights. Boys 200 free. Connor Christopherson, also 16, slashed more than a second off his PB with a 1:50.31 in prelims, then matched the exact time in finals. He flipped race plans, fast out, hang on in the morning, 52.82, 57.4.4, and smoother front half at night, 53.24, 57.07. Fellow teens Andrew Kravchenko, 1:50.36, and Samuel Huggins, 1:50.55, future Tar Heel, completed an all PB podium. Girls 100 breast. Sarasota Shark Madison Hartway clocked 109.76, flirting with her 109.28 lifetime best. Madeline Huggins, 110.59, and Skylar Zulegger, 110.94 followed. Hartway heads to Alabama soon. Could the Crimson Tide be nursing their next NCAA scorer? Boys 100 breast, Swim Atlanta's 17-year-old Calvin Holgerson erupted for 102.02, carving more than a second off his old mark and beating teammate Camden Cook 103.28. And Hurricane Aquatics' Julian Martin, 102.84. Girls 200 fly, a thriller. Casey Cullen surged from 3rd at the 100 to win in 2:14.86 thanks to a field best 34.55 third 50. Early leader Jordan Agliano touched 2nd, 2:15.32, with Lucy Trailoff a close 3rd, 2:15.71. 3 swimmers inside 1 second. Textbook example of why pacing the 200 fly is an art. Boys 200 fly. Florida State sophomore Logan Robinson was the lone swimmer under 2 meters, stopping the clock at 1:58.33. Gage Holbert, 2 meters per, and Hayden Bickner, 2 meters 17, battle for silver and bronze. Girls 800 free, Sarasota's Youth Brigade shone. 115-year-old Sydney Hardy dropped more than 10 seconds to win in 8:46. Teammate Claire Custer, 17, followed in 8:47.21, while 15-year-old Madeline Petty of Tyler Rose AC sliced a similar 10-second chunk for 8:47.26. Boys 1500 free, Alexander Parent, 18, hammered a 15:39.